Hey everybody, this is Russ from Metro Game Core. Today we're going to do a real quick video just showing off a couple different case options you have for the AYN Odin. We're going to start with this one here. This is a Nintendo Switch Lite case made by Nintendo and designed after Animal Crossing. It does come with a screen protector, we're not going to mess with that. Now this costs $20, I think I got it on Amazon, and unfortunately it does not fit the AYN Odin. A lot of that has to do with the fact that the AYN Odin is a little bit wider than the Nintendo Switch. And it's kind of a bummer because this is a pretty dang cute case. Either way, this one's not going to work. So let's step it up a notch. Here is a regular Nintendo Switch case. I also got this one on Amazon, and I think it was $20 altogether as well. Now this one definitely fits. In fact, it's quite a bit bigger than the Odin itself. And it seems to zip up just fine. It does have a soft shell to it. And so in that sense, I don't think it's very protective of the Odin itself. And it does shuffle around quite a bit inside the case, but it would work. So here's another one here. This is made for the Nintendo Switch Lite. I got this one on Amazon for I think $12. It has a handmade quality to it, and it does have space for micro SD cards or Nintendo Switch cartridges. And luckily this one does fit in the case pretty well. In fact, there's a little bit of space in the back here, maybe for a cable or something like that. Now, one of the major negatives with this is it's held together with this little band here, and unfortunately it's a little bit tight for this case. As you can see here, it wrinkles the bottom of it, and that kind of bothers me for some reason. But overall, it fits pretty well, but it isn't very protectant of the Odin itself. In fact, you can just press all of the Odin buttons right here. It's kind of like covering it up with just one layer of cloth. And so yeah, it's going to protect it from scratches and things like that, but that's really going to be the extent of the protection you would have in a case like this. I have one other cheap case to show off from Amazon. This one cost $9 and is very similar to the other one, but has a little bit of leather in it. And as you can see with the microfiber cloth inside, I have been taking this one around town lately. But yeah, it's got a unique mix of like fake leather as well as some of this wool material as well. Now to fasten this one, it has these little magnetic snaps here. It's a little bit weird that it's both a snap and magnetic, but I'm not going to complain about that. In terms of fit, this one is snug. It's a little bit more snug than the one we just looked at. So you do kind of have to coax the device into the case itself. And on top of that, it is very tight against the sides here. In fact, I would say it's a little bit too tight on each of these sides. It takes a little bit of work to actually close it up, and it does look a lot like a clutch purse when you have it all put together, but otherwise it's pretty good. Now my case does have some quality issues. For example, here you can see the leather sticks out of the wool just a little bit. And I might be able to shave this down with some scissors or something like that, but it does kind of annoy me. It's just an indication that this is a very cheap case. And this one cost $9. It's the cheapest out of all of these by far. So now let's look at the other end of the spectrum. What if we paid full price for the nicest case we could find? And that, my friends, is this case here. This is from a company called Waterfield out of San Francisco. And this case was made for a Nintendo Switch, and I hope you're sitting down for this, but it cost $70. I know, right? That's like as expensive as an RG280V. But I will say the quality on this one is top notch. One of my favorite things about it is it has this little magnetic clasp here at the top, and it snaps in place in a very satisfying way. It has two different pockets inside for accessories, and it's well padded. And the material inside feels super soft. They call it like a faux cashmere. I honestly want to like take a nap inside of this case. It feels like a rabbit in here. And in terms of fit, it is excellent. It fits in just fine, and there's plenty of padding around it so it feels well protected, and you have lots of space for cables and other things like that. And so yeah, overall, this one does feel nicer than the others, and of course you're paying for that premium experience as well. But in terms of just taking the Odin in and out of a case, this one's the best. But you know, that being said, I'm not a big fan of the material they used outside of the leather at the bottom here. And I forgot what they called it, but it's some sort of water-resistant textile. But honestly, it just kind of cheapens the experience. It makes it feel more like just like a mesh bag than anything. But lucky for you, I ended up making two purchases when I made my order. And so they have a different material available on the website, and it's called a waxed canvas, and that's this one here. Now the size of this is much bigger than the other one. This is actually made for a full Nintendo Switch with some grips attached to it. And so the plan was I'm going to use this one with my AYN Neo devices. But yeah, much like the other one, this has a very nice soft leather at the bottom here, and that waxed canvas gives it a more masculine and kind of rugged feel to it. And inside, it's just like the other one, but obviously much bigger. But the Odin fits in here just fine as well. And so what I ended up doing is actually contacting the company and asking if I could refund my blue one and get one of these instead. And they totally agreed. So I've already mailed back the blue one here, and I'll have a smaller one that's made out of wax canvas like this one here. And this is the same price. It's $70 no matter what size you get. And so yeah, at the end of the day, I do think that these Waterfield cases are the best out of there, but obviously they are way more expensive than the others. And so I would really only recommend these cases if you are just like completely in love with your Odin and you want to give it the best case possible. However, if you don't plan on spending $70 on a case, and no hard feelings about that because it is kind of ridiculous, I do think something like this $9 one is pretty good for the price. It does have some cosmetic defects, but it will get the job done for a fraction of the price of the other one. So it's really going to be up to you. Do you want to spend that luxury price and have a really nice experience, or do you want to spend $9 just to make sure your device doesn't break? Either one I think are going to be great, but in the end I'm definitely going to be using the Waterfield ones more than the others. And of course, if you have to decide between the two different textures, I highly recommend getting the waxed canvas one over the textile one. Anyway, that's about it for this video. I can't believe I spent something like $150 in all these cases just to make one quick video, but I do hope it was helpful for you. And special shout out to all my Patreon supporters that were able to fund this project in the first place. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you found a case that's better for the Odin Lite than others? I'd love to hear about it, but hopefully I won't be buying any more cases here in the future. I think I have plenty already. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you found this helpful, and we will see you next time. Happy gaming.